Hi there. Today, our thoughts on prayer will revolve around the idea of responsibility. And Sister Joan uses a quotation from Daniel Berrigan, who was a Jesuit priest and did a lot of anti war activity during the Vietnam War. He wrote, "Prayer consists for the most part in insisting that God do for us what we are unwilling to do for one another. Resolve. Let us do for one another what we would have God do for us." This is known as godlike activity. Our ideas of God determine our ideas of prayer. If God is the source of life, if we are made in God's image, and we are meant to will for the world what God wills for the world, then we will pray in one particular way. However, if on the other hand, God is that great cornucopia in the sky, the one who doles out life to us one piece at a time, if we beg for it correctly, then we pray another way entirely. But God is not a magician. God is not a vending machine. God is the fullness of life, the magnet of our hearts, the model and the purpose and the end of all our actions. We are here to continue what God has begun in us, the growing of the garden of life. The way we pray determines whether our faith is true or false. The way we pray measures whether our belief is childish or mature. People who negotiate with God are like children who say, "If I take out the garbage every day, can I go to the party?" The whole notion of the purpose of prayer as the development of a relationship with God escapes them. These are people who feel like pawns in the universe, barely human at all, totally powerless. Their whole notion of a moral agency is to be good, so that they can take from God what they do not take steps to get for themselves. They live on a shallow faith, iced over with a thin layer of piety. They have missed the point that piety is the practice of spiritual disciplines intended to deepen our awareness of God, not to turn God into a mirage or a distant idol. It is not faith to rely on God to supply what we are capable of doing for ourselves. Faith is not passivity. Faith is the surety that if we are meant to have what we are striving for, that it will come in God's good time, as long as we do our part as well to make it possible. Faithful God, give me the strength to work for the fullness of creation, so that your will may be done on earth as it is in heaven. And from Matthew chapter 6, seek first God's reign and God's justice, and all these things will be given to you as well.